And this morning, some 80 million Americans are under extreme heat alerts stretching from the Midwest to the Northeast. And in Philadelphia, it's been years since it was this hot in June. Temperatures could hit 97 degrees there tomorrow. Lilia Luciano is there with more. Lilia, good morning.
Good morning, Anne-Marie. Well, here in your city of brotherly love, things are quite chill right now, but temperatures are expected to rise. The city just declared its first health heat emergency of the year, extending into Saturday. They're deploying they're deploying teams to go pay at-home visits for those who need, and opening 153 cooling centers. Yesterday, of course, on top of that, there is emergency workers. We were with some EMTs who were telling us that it's been earlier when they've started getting those heat stroke calls, that they're making sure that people know they have to hydrate, to keep an eye on the elderly, on the immunocompromised, and of course on young children. We're also hearing, as usual, from climate experts at this point, because these weather patterns keep shifting. The springs are shorter, the summer feels like it starts sooner, the winters are heavy, and of course this is all as we've known for years, and as climate scientists tell us, due to the human caused impacts of climate change, which make these heat, the intensity of it at least from 2 to 4 times stronger, and cause these different weather patterns. They're saying the heat, the intensity is here to stay and worsening every year, not only during the day, but also at night. So because there's all this nighttime heat, there's not enough time for people to cool off, for nature to cool off before the sun comes out again. And here we get stuck in the heat again. Anne-Marie?
That sounds like Philly back there, Lilia. Thank you very much. So for more on the impact of the heat and how it affects electrical power grids, Dave Velazquez is joining us now. He's the president and CEO of energy company Peco. Thank you so much for joining us, Dave. I don't know if you know, but I live in Philadelphia. I work in New York. And yesterday I got off the train thinking, oh, it's not so bad outside after leaving work. And then I got off the train in Philly and was hit with the wall of heat, much hotter in Philly even than it is in New York. What sort of impact does a heat wave like this have on your power grid?
Yeah, good morning, Anne-Marie, and thanks for having me. As you'd expect, as heat rises, the load on the power grid continues to rise as well. But I want everyone to know, we're well prepared for heat like this. We actually start preparing, all the utilities start preparing months ahead of time for summer heat waves. There's literally hundreds of tasks we do to get ready. We drill. In addition, as you'd expect in times, whether it's storm or high heat, we actually extend our shifts. We bring extra crews on. So should any outage occur, we're able to respond very quickly to that.
And in my time living in Philly, I don't really ever remember power outages because of a heat wave. Maybe because trees pulled down power lines after a storm or something like that, but not because the grid was overloaded. But what causes a grid to overload, though? Because we do see it happening in other places.
Yeah. So as the heat rises, our equipment gets hotter, just like any equipment, it gets more stressed, and that sometimes points to points of failure that it exposes, and therefore a piece of equipment fails because of being overloaded or heat. But in the Mid-Atlantic region, we're part of a regional power pool that cuts across several states, and we're literally in coordination every day with them to make sure that we're monitoring the system, that should anything occur, we're able to help each other, we're able to move power around the grid. So today, again, we have these calls, and the power grid in the Mid-Atlantic region is in good shape for any sort of load that we'll see today or actually tomorrow, where the loads are expected to be even higher.
Well, as you know, the temperatures around the world are not moving in the right direction, right? They're continuing to get hotter, and earlier in the season. How is Peco, how does a business like you, how do you prepare for what's to come in the future?
Yeah, climate change is real. It has real impacts on us, both in higher heat, more storms, stronger storms. And we invest in the grid every year. Literally this year, across all the Exelon companies, we're investing $7.4 billion in our infrastructure over the next 4 years, over $34.5 billion. So we're putting in place to strengthen the grid for higher heat, replacing old infrastructure. We're deploying smart technology now that helps alert us when outages occur. also allows us to use the grid to kind of self-heal itself. So should an outage occur, we're able to isolate that to a much smaller area automatically and restore other customers that might otherwise be affected. So a lot of work going on to make sure that we are prepared for the future.
Oh, that's good. Dave Velazquez, thank you so much.
Thank you.